Hey guys, Michael here again. I just got home from work. Getting ready to make some dinner. It's 20 days clean today, and I tell you, it's 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 freaking awesome. And I get time to come home, and I get to make dinner. Right? I mean, before I was worried, about doing other things, and the depression. It's amazing. Uh, where your mind can go. I was really in a dark place, um, and that's okay though. I'm okay with that. It's hard for us to reach out and ask for help. I'm a man, right? And society teaches men, whether they do it consciously or subconsciously. The men are taught in our society to suck it up, and you know you guys know the sayings, right? Oh, be a man. Get over it. We all know the cliches. Uh, Fortunately for me, I used to. Unfortunately, rather, I used to think like that, right? And it took me. It took me 8 months to let my wife know uh, that I was depressed. You know, everybody has a everybody experiences their own rock bottom. So this is only mine, right? This is what I did, and everything that I say is only pertains to me, and because that's honestly that's all I can talk about is me, and so figuratively, I felt my wife's hand on the door, and that that's scary, man. I didn't want to lose 9 years, and our marriage is really strong. It's strong. We communicate. We have integrity. We trust each other. Um, we talk. And we express our feelings, and you know, tell each other how we feel. And my marriage, prior to my my little issues with depression and alcohol, and uh, we talked, and but for some reason, I couldn't bring myself to tell my wife that I was in trouble. I'm depressed. I'm drinking a lot. And we all know when you start drinking, you start losing, you know, your rationale thinking. I guess to put it. And alcohol for me led to other things. Um, but the point is that we gotta we gotta talk. Us men, we have to swallow our pride. Quite honestly, swallow our pride and tell someone, whether that would be your wife, your significant other, your somebody at work, your family, friend, children, somebody, that will understand or try to, and then point you in the right direction. You know, I uh, I swallowed my pride, man, because I didn't want to lose my marriage. That was my rock bottom. Obviously the financial situation, that's like a given, right? But I'm always worried about how I'm going to get my next beer, or whatever happens when I'm into the bottle. Because we lose our smart thinking. you know. Um, so yeah, I think for me. It was important that I yelled to my wife, and not literally yelled, but yelled out, and she heard. Now she told me when I told her. Um, she says, now I get it. Now I understand why you were sleeping in the room all the time, and not going to work, and just wanting to be in the room all the time. Because I was hurt. I was crying on the inside. It was dark, people. I was, I found myself thinking that, suicide or me dying was a viable option. It isn't a viable option. It's a coward's way out, in my opinion. Um, I didn't have a plan to kill myself. I didn't sit and think about it. What I'm getting at is in my head, when I would sit there and think about my problems, it was like a solution, like a viable solution. Like I can really do this and it'll be all right. But you know, it wasn't. It isn't all right. Us men or anybody that is in that state of mind should try to reach out. For me, I had to. I had to reach out because quite honestly, I don't want to die. I didn't want to die then when I was thinking about it. I sure in the hell don't want to die now. We all have a unique story, right? And I know that. Mine's pretty unique, man. And that's just a little bit. I'll jump around. Like I say, there's a lot of motivation for me doing this, just reaching out, telling my story that maybe some of it will help somebody, That's my motivation. I am a caring person. I love people. I have faith in people. Give them the benefit of the doubt. I wasn't blessed with a silver spoon in my hand. Hell, I grew up 11 years in foster care, man. From the age of 17 till I was, from the age of 7 till I was 18 years old. It's 11 years. 11 freaking years, man. I'm starting to understand now why I was depressed. I was diagnosed with PTSD, and the doctor said, it probably started 35 years ago. I was 7 years old. Go figure that, right? 35 years, man. Depressed. The starting of it, right? And it just manifested itself. Wondering how I dealt with it? That right there. That's how I dealt with it. I put on a smile. People would ask me, how you doing, Mike? Nah, man, I'm doing good, bro. Shit, life was good, right? Got a job, Kids are growing up. Married, life is awesome. Come to find out, it wasn't awesome. I was crying on the inside. I was crying so freaking loud that it started bleeding out through my mouth verbally. A week before I went in checked myself in to get help. I remember going to the store and I was telling my wife, sweetie, I'm about to run to the store and, go grab some milk or whatever, Just some simple items from the store. And, it was a casual conversation, right? Normal conversation that anybody else would have. And then, just nonchalant, I was like, yeah, maybe I'll get hit by a truck, and then, things will be better. I laughed at it. My wife laughed at it. We thought it was funny, right? It wasn't funny. I really felt that. My wife knew something was wrong. But, it's hard to confront somebody about it too. This is hard as it is for one to admit it. I always viewed myself as a very confident individual. I actually go around saying, my name is Michael. I'm an arrogant fuck. Some of you guys might not like that statement, but I felt that. And you know, the reason I really said that is because of the things that I've done in my life. I've climbed mountains. You know, I've done some things considering just growing up in foster care for 11 years, you know. I was about 7 years old, man. You talk about scared. Brother, I was scared. I'll tell you something about that. I've always known I was a little bit smarter than my own good. And people, through those 11 years, they knew it too. So I'll share this with you. You know, I can remember I try to do this without crying, right? But it is emotional. I'll try to do it without crying, so bear with me if I do. It ain't easy. Life isn't easy. It was fucking hard. I mean, that incident had such a profound impact on me as a young boy, as a young man, and even to this day as a man. This is how well I remember that day. Just take a minute and let it sink in as I tell you, because to me it was just like yesterday. It was in Lansing, Michigan, 3rd floor, Kalamazoo Street. I remember the address. 303 Kalamazoo Street, 3rd floor. First Monday of June, 1984. My mom went into court. She was in there a little over 3 hours. Four of us went into foster care that day. Me, my 3 little brothers. I'm the oldest. I remember when my mom walked out. The doors open. My mom's crying. And I knew right then. I knew right then I was not going home. And on some level, I was happy about that. I'll get into that, but I remember that. I was scared. But like I said, on some level, I knew I would be okay. Because I didn't know this then, but I knew that I could change it if I wanted to. I could change it if I wanted to. You know, I got kids now. They're old. I've raised 6 children. I'm 42 years old. I've raised 6 children. I've got 4 biological children. And then I turned around and ended up raising 2 children that weren't even mine, raising somebody else's child. And that was all right. Because I felt on some level I was giving something back. I didn't know how to be a dad. I didn't know how to be a dad. I didn't have one. I know who he is. I know what he looks like. I'll never forget what he looks like. Every time I look in the fucking mirror, I see him. He loved me. I know he did. Being young and naive, I loved him back, as a child should, right? But that's where it stops with my dad as I got older. He had another son. That was my brother Ray. You know, when parents separate, right? And then you get the opportunity to go and visit your other parent, whichever one you're not with. I was happy to go see my dad. I loved my dad. I was a little kid. I want to say I was 4 years old. Remember, he had 2 sons. I remember my mom talking to me at that age. He didn't even acknowledge my brother. He wouldn't admit that he had another son. How could you not? You see my brother? It's my dad all the way. I look like my dad. My brother is a spitting image of our father. Right now, all I have for him is respect. That's all I have for him right now. May he rest in peace. Hopefully he comes to terms with his maker. I don't care for him anymore, though. I respect him and love him because he gave me the ability to tell you what I am saying to you right now. And that's where it stops. As I got older, I was understanding, right? As you grow older, you start to understand things. This is what kills me. And I'm a dad. It absolutely blows my fucking mind. I want to say I'm 4 years old. My dad comes over, picks me up. Him and my mom argue. You gotta take Raymond too. Nope, I ain't taking Ray, I'm just taking Michael. So they argue or whatever for a little while. So my mom gives in. And we lived in a duplex. We stayed upstairs. I never understood why my brother and I fought a lot for a long time. I never understood it. And I loved him. I loved him to death. But I know why now. I was 4 years old. We opened the door to go downstairs, walk the stairs. My little brother is sitting on the 3rd step, crying his eyes out. As his dad and his brother walked right by him. And he's sitting there crying. And all he wants to do is just be involved, be accepted. And that motherfucker just kept on walking. I'm a dad. I couldn't do that today. Fucking tears me up, dude. I know why my brother hated me for such a long time. How do you do that? I have my own opinions. I remember that fucking day. I was 4 years old. That memory stays with me so much. It's ingrained in my mind. So yeah. Speaking of my dad, He passed away 4 years ago of alcoholism, February 19th. It's my wife's birthday. Just when you think you can forget about somebody, God has a way just to remind you. There's a reason for it, I'm sure. I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm sure I will. Maybe I already know the answer. I'm a good dad. I am. You know how I know? My kids. My kids. They told me. I was just told that October 27th, 2018. My biological baby boy turned 17 on October 26th. Ironically, that's my brother's birthday, Raymond. I think I just figured out why. To keep me humble, I guess. Maybe that's the reason. That's why I'm so convicted in this new road that I am on. 20 days I haven't had a drop of alcohol, no drugs. Only the medication that I'm prescribed by my doctor. An antidepressant, anxiety medication. On that, thank you for your time. And I will continue to share my story. I appreciate you for listening. May it help you in some way. God bless you. Be safe out there. And if nobody loves you, I love you. We all need somebody to love us. It's for damn sure. So I'm going to finish dinner here, and I really appreciate you guys listening because it helps me, believe it or not. It really does. I got to learn to let things go. Have a good evening. Be safe.